Welcome to the SoundCentric podcast. I'm Sam Sarfo.
I'm Adam Dash.
And welcome to this week's episode. And honestly, screw that intro. You guys already know what to do. This is what our 12th episode is.
Yeah, 12.
Feels like it's been forever, honestly.
Yeah.
So you guys know what to do. Like and subscribe, all that good jazz. And let's get to it.
Let's get into it. What is your playlist name for the week? How are you feeling? What's the song?
Yeah, man. Crazy week. Real busy. Not to mention the whole World War III possibility, chaos shit. Insane. I remember I saw this one tweet. Obviously, shout out to the president who's like holding it down there and the government and everything. But I saw this one tweet. It was like, World War III, man, Kendrick's really about to push back his album.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a playlist, it would be Fight the Power. We're the Public Enemy, and then the first song will be the Ukrainian national anthem.
Respect. I like that. Mine's a little bit more of a selfish reason. And this will lead into the next topic, but my guy right here, Sam, hooked me up this week.
Yes, sir.
He found me such a cheaper ticket to see Tyler, the Creator.
Give myself an applause there.
Yeah, give yourself the applause. So, my playlist is Enjoy Right Now today, the last song on Flower Boy.
Yeah.
I haven't been to a concert since my freshman year, so 2 years ago.
Okay. And
I forgot that feeling, what it's like to be there, and like it just made me like appreciate music even more. Like I forgot why I love this shit so much, and like it was awesome.
How was the concert? How was the concert? Tell the fans how was the concert? How was the concert?
So Tyler, the Creator, I think him specifically, not the whole show, but him specifically, I think he was probably one of the best performers I've ever seen. I also thought Eminem was one of the best performers I saw, but Tyler was amazing. Me and my friend waited for 2 hours outside. You gotta put that work in.
Yeah.
Some 4'11" girls were like, "Yo, can we please like go in front of you?" I'm like,
No.
No.
Get
I'm
out of here.
I'm so sorry. I'm like, there's a 6-foot guy in front of me. I don't think you're gonna have to keep like going up this ladder. But he was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited to see Vince Staples, but sadly he was like on the opposite side of the stage. Like there was 2 different stages on it. And he wasn't honestly the best performer, but Jeen-Yuhs was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Is she dating Don Toliver?
Yes, she is. My friend's such a big Don Toliver fan, so we were like yelling like Don at her.
Okay. But was she like a pre-headliner, or was she with Tyler singing like the song?
No, she was it went like Tizo Touchdown, so I told you about him. Honestly, amazing performer. Montreal listened to his music, but like
with the nails in his hair.
Yeah, nails in his head. Had a chainsaw on stage. It was hilarious. And then Vince Staples went on. Then Callie. I swore she kept making eye contact with me. I was trying to give a heart to her. Like, I love you.
Hey, Don, you better watch out, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to slide in. But Tyler was amazing. We were like so close. I'm like, wow, I've watched so many interviews with this guy. It was so weird. I'm like, oh, he's right there. Like,
that's crazy, bro. But yeah, I know the tickets are going crazy. Adam was telling me the day of they're selling for like 700. Absolutely ridiculous. I got him like $60.
Yeah.
So I hooked him up. Shout out to Claire.
Shout out to Claire.
And it's kind of crazy too because I've never been to a concert.
Really?
Wow. Except for one, but I don't count it.
Okay.
It was the Playboy Cardi concert. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Yeah. That was here at OSU.
We'll get you to. We're gonna find one to get you to.
I low-key might go to. There's a band called Haim. If you know who Haim is.
Yeah, I do know that.
And I really, really like them. Like they're an amazing band. So I might go in the summer.
I want to. Now that I went to one, I'm like, oh, I forgot that like feeling. So I want to go to more. So I might see Eminem in Cleveland, but I don't have a car here, so I have to figure out how.
The thing is, like, what I hate about Ohio is at least Columbus. No one comes to Columbus.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, no, everyone goes to Cincy or Cleveland.
So thank
never
God,
Columbus.
Thank God Tyler came here.
Thank God. And I hopefully get more artists to come in Columbus too. That's what I'm really hoping.
And I posted on my Twitter, but recently I got the chance to be the judge for this Buckeyes Got Talent thing. So it was our school was like a battle of the bands type. So just seeing Tyler than this just stressed to me the importance of being a good performer, and that like especially if you're an opening artist, that's your chance to like. These people don't know your music, so win them over. And like one of the bands was like throwing shirts out at the contest. I thought that was awesome. There was one kid who was like a SoundCloud type rapper, like that type of like Uzi energy, and he was like hilarious, just such a like jumping up and down, like that can really make up for like what the song might lack. Like you're just a great performer, and it makes you like people root for you. It's easy to root for someone who's like funny and going off. So
also. Quick shout out to Adam too. Adam Pat, actually Adam. He goes to OSU and he does music amazing. He just had a concert recently, and I'm so proud of him. I remember we were in the freshman dorms here, but if you haven't heard him, Adam Paddock, go check him out. Really amazing. I'm proud of you, Adam.
I met him a couple times. He's a really nice guy.
Really nice guy.
Music's awesome too.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. It's March 2nd today. What were your favorite albums of February? This was a big month. It was hard for me to pick 5.
Really? I don't know. I thought it was
You go through it.
I thought it was but for me, some of the ones that stood out to me were Saba, Few Good Things.
Yeah.
A really great project, really personal project, and I really love that from Saba. Give me Ayana Lee. She's like a pop alternative singer, R&B as well. She had a project called Wednesday's Child, Side A, amazing, one of my favorites.
I have to check it out.
An alternative band, Spoon. The project's called Lucifer on the Sofa. Really good project. I give my boy Snoop a shout out too. Back on Death Row.
That was
heat. That was absolutely heat. They also give me Big Crit. I haven't said 5 already, but Big Crit, Digital Roses Don't Die.
See, it's hard. I got over 5 too.
Yeah.
So I got, and we'll talk about today, Ghetto Gods, EarthGang. I think that's my favorite of the month.
Really?
I've had this one on repeat. I really liked it. Continuance Currency.
That was good too.
Loved it. Alien by Beam. You saw me walk into that. You were confused when you walked into the Afro beats. This project's like amazing. Like I think he should be a bigger artist. He got some hits on here. Back on Death Row, Snoop Dogg, Few Good Things, Saba. Then we'll talk about this today. God Don't Make Mistakes, Conway.
Yeah.
I thought this was. We'll talk about more, but I thought this was the project that he needed. Yep. And Ragdoll, Andrew Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, Ragdoll was fire.
Yeah.
It was really fire.
So that was 7. So this was a big month. That's a lot of albums. And there was more like Big Crit that I couldn't even include. I guess I'll throw it in now.
Hopefully it gets bigger and better. I mean, I saw recently Kendrick is headlining at, what was it? Miami.
Oh, I just saw you put that on there. Rolling Loud.
Yeah, Rolling Loud. So the project should be out before then, right?
Yeah, so I guess if it comes out in June, he's at has some competition with Freddie Gibbs, who announced that SSS will be dropping in June. And I have such high hopes for that album because he's pushing it. Like, he's taking his time with it.
Yeah, that's
because there's multiple times where I thought it was going to be dropped like the month that we were currently in, and I didn't realize it was going to be pushed back even farther. So he must know what he's doing. Yeah, I trust Freddie.
And like you said, I know you want your artist to drop continually, but like I think it's great to really take breaks because he was really consistent with Bandana to Alfredo right after.
I think there might have been 2 years between Bandana and Alfredo, maybe 1.
I think maybe it was 2 years because Alfredo was 2020, Bandana was 2018. I felt there was a third album too.
I mean, Pinata was like 2015, but there's albums between. There's like
there's
Alfredo,
Bandana.
There's Fetty with Currency. There's
Fetty Romeo.
Freddie with like Kenny Beats that he did. He did a bunch of albums, but I like he's taking his time with this one.
I like that a lot. Take a break and then just craft something amazing. When you come back, we'll be missing you, and that's when you drop it.
Dude, I just need Smino to drop. I keep thinking Love Is Rent is going to come out soon.
Oh, yeah. It should drop it this year, right?
It's definitely dropping this year. I keep thinking that's another album like it's going to be this month, but I'm so excited for Smino.
Yeah. Really good guy. Really good music.
Then this is coming out a week late, but Genius Part 2. For one, my only complaint is like I came into this documentary thinking it'd be like The Last Dance. I thought we were going to see his entire career. I was excited to see them dressed up in suits during the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy sessions and all that shit, but they haven't even made it past College Dropout yet.
No, I knew it would mostly be pre-Kanye.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, I assume so. Like, it's kind of like we want to know how you were before the fame. Once College Dropout dropped, that was it. And we know the story. The only thing is with Act 2, the album came out, finally.
Yeah, finally.
So then Act 3 is more so the controversy and all that stuff. And I think we'll see mostly the recent stuff we'll be hoping for, hopefully. But no, I really like this. I will say I think it's kind of overhyped a little bit. It was good, but I feel like this kind of had scraps and had to put it together to make something.
100%, because this guy, Cootie's name, I got it wrong last time I was saying called him Cookie. Like, in the middle of the end of the documentary, he'll be like, and then me and Kanye stopped being friends, and that's when I like.
Oh yeah, he starts talking about himself.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like I'll be honest, no one gives a fuck. Like, it's awesome you're the director, but like I'm here to see Kanye West.
Oh man, Loki, I felt the same way. I didn't want to say nothing. Obviously, like, shout out to Cootie, you're the man. But once he starts saying, okay, I went back to my family, I'm like, all right, bro, let's go back to Kanye.
I was watching with all my friends. It was like 1 a.m, and I'm like, once that happened, I'm like, we're all like, okay, we'll finish this tomorrow. I'm like, I don't need to hear about his life.
But the biggest thing from that episode, which I kind of wanted to ask you, it got to the point where Kanye couldn't release anything. They wouldn't give him a release date. And it kind of got me thinking, damn, like the label really has control on what you can release and when. And it kind of gets to what's the benefits of being a label artist. And if you had to pick between the two, would you rather be independent or on a label?
Damn. It's such a person-by-person thing. Like, there's people like Saba who can go about it being independent and finding distributors to partner with. It's so much easier when you have the label backing and you're not putting your own money into it and, like, you have that safety net. It's just crazy how many artists that are potentially missed out on. Like, how did they not... I just don't get how they heard all these Kanye songs and weren't excited. I know it's easy to look at it now as he's one of probably the biggest artists of our generation. Like, how do they not see it?
I just don't think they care, really. I think it's more so just not caring. Obviously, like she heard the song, but I don't think she actually really listened as like, let me give this guy a chance. I think it was just like, I really don't
like,
care.
no offense, I love Freeway. As someone from outside of Philly, fuck with Freeway. But like Rockefeller, like they heard Freeway and they heard Kanye West. Like I just don't get how you thought like, let's push Freeway and not Kanye West.
And I get it too. Like at that time, that was gangster rap. That's when M pushed 50. And that's when everyone was wearing the baggy clothes. Then you have this non-gangster guy coming in, Kanye. Hey, Kanye Titter, hey guys, and
he changed it all.
Yeah, he changed it all.
He's the Gap like Banana Republic and Old Navy.
Oh yes. And then for me at least, I'd probably like, again, this like times for it and times not for it. But in terms of like J. Cole, Logic, people I've seen who've come up and signed that label immediately.
Yeah.
That's just because they had to, and they know what they wanted. They wanted music solely as their number one priority.
Yeah, I know Logic was signed to Visionary Music Group, which might have been independently. I don't know how that actually was ran. But I feel like Logic had more control over his career. Or at least it seems like he had a pretty good... Like his whole first album, no features. Like that's... It's one thing for Cole to do that third album, huge fan base. I mean, I know Logic had a huge fan base, but... First album, and like some will say it's his best. Yeah. No features, killed it.
Yeah, and Def Jam, they handled it well.
Yeah.
But for me at least, you go.
I was gonna say, and we were talking about this before, that some artists and producers are good at being managers and head of labels, and some aren't really that great. And we'll get into Eminem not being the best of managers, or not managers, but like record label execs. But No ID does his thing with like these people. He gets on people's projects and really helps turn it around.
I think that Kanye and Logic,
I think and Cole, like No ID's a goat.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets the proper respect and like admiration for what he's done.
Yeah, him and Guru as well with Jay-Z. You want to hop into Eminem talk?
Yeah, I guess we can get into it.
I know you. I feel like he's good, but I feel like it's more so of a wanting, or like I feel like he's busy and he's kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole situation. I'll get into Slaughterhouse, but you talk about
just like Griselda's always said that like he hasn't been the best at marketing them. I mean, I saw he did post for Conway's album, a picture of him and Conway.
Like one picture.
Yeah, but like they really. I mean, maybe it's just the Griselda aesthetic that they don't do that much marketing for their albums. They let like their lyrics talk for themselves. But there really isn't much of a rollout for them. And I think, I mean, you're fucking Eminem. Like, I guess he did hop on Bang with Conway, which is not a good verse.
Yeah.
And like he's never hopped on a song with them again, which I guess he doesn't have to. But I feel like he's Eminem. There should be something more that he can do. Like he's the most popular artist in the world. Always on Spotify, the number one streams of a rapper. Like there's something more he can do for those guys.
Yeah, and recently he just passed to her Drake, so he's the number one artist. Which in 2022, which is
so
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people always debating Eminem as a rapper on Twitter. At the end of the day, Marshall don't care.
Yeah.
He's still the most famous rapper ever. Oh my God. And people are trying to, like, I just see like Twitter fights. Like people are like, he inspired J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Like there's literally video evidence. And people are like, but Travis is way more influential. I don't know.
It's annoying. But to what you're saying, before, like, he was good, but I feel like he was actually into it and he was actually in his prime.
Yeah.
So him bringing out 50, D12, and even Obi Trice, a Detroit rapper, amazing. He did well. But I feel like after like his overdose and the stuff he was going through, I just feel like he's been less attached to the label and also just focusing on himself, being a good father. He has a lot of talent on his hands. Not only does he have Griselda, he has Boogie, and he has Grip.
Who Boogie needs to drop the album. I'm not sure if that's being held back by them or if he's just working on it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the Joey Badass tour shirt with Boogie in the back right now. Boogie's amazing. Grip. I liked his first album. Once again, could have used more marketing, and we'll talk about his single later today. But I hope for the best for them too because they're good.
Yeah, I think it's just the marketing because, like I said, one picture or one post about the album is not enough. Like it's just not good marketing. I don't know what's up, and that's a continuous thing with Shady. And then also, if you guys haven't heard about Slaughterhouse, do you like Slaughterhouse or familiar with them at all?
I'm familiar, but I'm not like bumping Slaughterhouse.
So Slaughterhouse contains Royce, King Crook, Joel Ortiz, and Joe Budden, an elite rap group. Like honestly, like you might be clowning me for this, but one of the best of all time. If it wasn't for label stuff and influence coming in,
like lyrically, I mean, obviously they're all gonna spaz.
Incredible. No, they have nice songs and the unreleased music on Glass House, which is basically a nostalgia, it's basically a detox that never came out. Amazing project. But Joe Budden's retired, and Royce didn't want to make a Slaughterhouse album without Joe or any of the group. So Crook and Joel made the project instead, and they're about to drop it soon. And there's like mad beef going on.
Royce
they're
is
angry.
Posting pictures. There was like, I forget what it said exactly, but he's pissed.
Basically, he was talking about is if you build a house,
that's what,
and it's like let's say it's $5 now, it became $1 million business, and there needs to be some like refurbishments basically made, renovations, and you're planning to make these renovations. You just need to figure out the plan of attack. and another businessman comes along and hints at the other two people, not the others, to take this another house. But instead, you have to ditch your other two partners.
Yeah.
And that's essentially how he felt.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, Eminem was in charge of that, and that didn't go well. So it just depends on what's going on.
I mean, I get Royce's anger, but I guess if Joe Budden is like, what did he want? Just no album at all?
Exactly, and it's been 10 years.
Yeah, I think. Right, Royce is like really successful right now, and he's doing his own thing. I mean, I get they're great friends, so I don't know how that could hurt him personally. But I feel like it's fine.
Nah, bro. F that. They got to drop, bro. If you want to retire, you don't want to drop, it is what it is. No harsh feelings.
You got to keep going with your career. Like, they don't have to be held back, because like that's kind of what they're known for, those two rappers. Like, Royce and Joe have made their own names otherwise. But like Joel and King, what is it, King Crook?
Yeah, King Crook. No, they're both amazing.
Yeah, but I feel like they haven't paved as much of a...
No, they're still like low key, in terms of mainstream world, yeah.
Yeah. And then we saw The Game say about Dr. Dre. He said that Kanye has done more for him in 2 weeks than Dre has done for him in his entire career. I know people usually say that like The Game says some like whack ass shit. Like, that's just like makes good music, but his persona outside of music is just like whack.
No, I remember I saw this thread. It was so fucking funny. It was like The Game lies about everything, which I look, he didn't know. He said that.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
He said he photoshopped a picture of Tupac and tried to pretend they were best friends.
Yeah. Oh my god. He's got his own problems. He's wearing like a ski mask on the Drink Champs episode, like he's Kanye.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Why are you dissing Dre?
No, this irks me because if you know me, again, I'm a huge Aftermath dude. M, Dre, and 50 are my guys. And if you don't know, a lot of people say Get Rich or Die Trying is a better 50 album than Massacre. To me, Massacre's better. The only reason it wasn't as good is because Dre almost sacrificed his relationship with 50, which I think is also a reason why he didn't headline 50.
Yeah.
Is because he forced 50 to give away his own songs to The Game. Because The Game was from Compton.
I didn't know that, honestly.
He wanted to culture him. He gave him all his beats. He basically focused on The Game rather than 50.
For the documentary?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He basically focused more on The Game than 50 because The Game's from Compton, bias. And literally gave The Game a classic album along with 50. Yeah. And he had all his biggest hits. This Is How We Do. Yeah. All those tracks. And for him to say that's so whack. Yeah. Like,
I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know their personal relationships, but I hate this trend right now of rappers like dissing people who helped start your career. Kanye obviously doing it throughout his documentary. It's just like whack. Like, just like show some appreciation. And I think it's way cooler when artists are like, if like, I'm not sure, can't think of an example of Jay-Z doing this specifically, but if like Jay-Z shout out like someone who's like kind of like a more random person in the industry, it just makes you like root for them more. You're like, oh, that's like a good ass guy that he remembers the people who helped him at the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it's just whack what's happening right now.
It is whack, honestly.
I think it's this fucking Drink Champs interview. I'm not the biggest fan of Noriega as an interviewer.
Really?
I don't think he's that good.
I just find him so funny. Like, and obviously I know his work with Big Pun. Big Pun's one of my favorites. If you can see that up there, Big Pun's my guy. So yeah.
I just feel like he is always just like agreeing with whatever artist is on his thing. Like Kanye is like roasting Big Sean, and they kind of like backed up Big Sean, but they were like laughing at Kanye, but then Big Sean's on, and they're like, oh no, you're right. Like, I see where you're coming from. And like they're just like egging them on. I guess that's the point of the show.
Gotta bring in the big bucks.
Get your artists drunk and like, get them to spew some stuff. But I saw a cool video on Complex. It was Pusha T and Beat Out Miller, and they were doing a bracket for the best coke rap style song of all time. The eventual winner, not the spoiler alert for if you want to watch the video quickly. The winner was Grinding. They voted on it. Clips, one of the best songs ever. And I was wondering, what is your personal favorite song in this genre of rap?
My favorite song, honestly, I might say Diet Coke, no cap.
I think that has to be recency bias.
It's 100% recency bias. That song is a slapper. I guess Grinding is a classic too, but honestly, screw it. I'm going with Diet Coke. That's my shit. What about you?
All right, so my favorite rap song also might have my favorite rap lyric, Coke rap lyric that we'll get into after. I'm going Dr. Bird's Griselda. And tell Virgil my brick on my brick.
My brick on my brick.
Pusha T was saying in this interview, he goes, I wish I thought of that line. He's like, I wish I had that. I love that fucking song so much.
It's hilarious. I just remember them playing it on Jimmy Fallon. I think it was Jimmy Fallon. Like, the whole white audience was just like,
Yeah, even my friend that doesn't like Griselda, like when he heard, he just like laughed when he heard that. Like, it just gets in your head. Tell Virgil right brick on my brick. But the only other line I would go with is from a freestyle Conway. It's not really about coke, but it was what was it? My homie went away for 12 years for letting iron fly. He left when he was 17. He came home Zion sized.
Whew.
Like, oof. I mean, Conway might be my favorite freestyler. I love his freestyles.
I'm gonna give you this bar. This is from what would Meek do, Pusha T, Daytona.
Which one are you going with?
This is one of the hardest bars I've ever heard to this day.
It's my favorite song on the album.
Top 10. Hail Mary, the scale fairy, two sides to every coin, so we bail ready. That's a triple entendre. Why?
Yeah, explain that one
So
to me.
if he's bail ready, he has money coins so he can bail. Also, two sides to every coin. Remember in Batman, the dude who flipped the coin?
Yeah.
Who's Batman? Christian Bale?
Yeah. Wow. I'm a diehard Dark Knight fan. It's on my ceiling right now.
And bail as in bail, you can run away. We have so much money we can dip. Bail as in we have money to pay bail. And 3, Christian Bale, two sides.
Wow.
When I heard that, yeah, man. When I heard that, I'm like, yeah, this dude is on a different level.
Oh my God. I'm sad I never thought about that.
Insane.
Oh my Lord. And then I know your answer, but who's your favorite rapper of this?
Oh. Push. Yeah. Come on.
Fuck, I might.
You're gonna say Conway?
Nah, I'm not gonna say Conway. Okay. Could be Conway though. It's either Conway or Freddie.
Okay.
I love Freddie. I think he's hilarious. And his storytelling about these situations, like fake names, like the storytelling on that, it's just so good.
And that beat is crazy. That's one of my favorites off Bandana.
Yeah. Like, he's just so good at painting a picture. I feel like Push doesn't do as much storytelling as he does, like he paints a picture, but it's not the same as, like, telling, like, a narrative. I think Freddie's really good at that.
Do you think Push is more of a coke rapper than Freddie?
Yes.
By a lot?
No.
Okay.
But... And also in that interview, he's like, I'm never going to stop rapping about this shit.
Who, Push?
So there's the answer to our question if we're going to get a different, mature album from him.
That's what I'm kind of hoping from. Push, I don't care so much. I feel like he's established himself as a coke rapper. But for Freddie, I hope with SSS, I really want him to get that mainstream appeal as well. Yeah. Maybe some Grammy looks, but I kind of want him to, he can rap about the coke and whatever, the drug life, but like, kind of just maybe do something else, you know what I mean? A little bit different.
Yeah, I think he's able to, and he's also able to switch his vibe and do he has like Gat Damn where he's like doing like singing. Mm-hmm. And it might not be good singing, but for some reason I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like good at that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for his project to drop. And then also a big one for me, my guy. Like, this guy is one of my favorites, honestly one of my favorites of all time, which is Joey Badass.
Yeah.
He's been cooking up some stuff, releasing some teasers, and you told me about the whole Nas story. Talk about that, man.
Yeah. I mean, Nas was in the studio with him and gave him the stamp of approval and said, "This, you got it right now." Mm-hmm. And I texted you, I don't believe a single fucking word he's saying. And I got my Joey shirt on right now. No offense to Joey and Nas, but like, I'm not falling for this.
Yeah.
Like, what is Nas gonna tell him that this shit's
that's
trash?
Just whack, Joey. Get out of here.
I don't know. And I told you this. I wonder what you feel about this. I feel like All American Badass was such a conscious rap album. It was so political that if he just goes back to being like a braggadocious rapper, this album's going to be a disappointment.
It won't hit the same.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Kendrick was able to do it, but he didn't just start being braggadocious on Damn.
Yeah.
He just went from being political to talking about like other stuff, which I think Joey, if he makes that pivot, awesome. But like this last song he released where he's like talking about being the best rapper again, like that means nothing to me when you made such important music on your last album.
And the biggest thing about that is that album, All American Badass, a lot of people honestly hated it because of the mainstream appeal. If you notice, it was really...
And that was awesome of him to sacrifice... Like, he could have easily made a mainstream album there, and that could have made him somewhat near that going towards the Cole range.
Oh, I'm saying it was a mainstream album.
Oh, you think All American Badass was mainstream?
Although it was conscious... Bro, I used to be so devastated.
Yeah, that's the only single.
I'm gonna burn this before. It's all tracks that if I grab that album and handed it to some random guy at a college, they would like it. They won't like 1999, but they will like All American Badass because it's like, you know what I'm saying, the singing.
I know what you mean, but I think for him to like make a whole album dedicated to like politics,
it is.
That was a big thing for an artist to do, especially when this could have easily just been like. Not that 2014 Forest Hill Drive was about like just braggadocious rap, but it wasn't political. Like he could have made something more mainstream with more hits. Like Devastated, that's like the only hit song of the album.
Temptations.
He's got. It's not
this
really
for my people, bro. He's on purpose.
For My People's amazing though.
It is. The project
that's not a
is
mainstream
amazing.
song. It's just a catchy song.
Okay, let me cut back on mainstream. You're trying to. Joey has always been the rapper, the upcoming rapper. 1999. This dude is it. And here's all his previous project. It's all boom bap stuff.
Yeah.
And he said live on the interview, I kind of hate that I'm kind of stuck in this box.
Yeah.
I want to be making hits. I want people to like me. And he made that project. But he still kept his roots and made it conscious with the political stuff, you know?
But I just don't think he can go back to, like, I mean, it's so hard to pivot from being like this boom bap, like the savior rap.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear him on anything that's like, I don't want to hear him on a Metro Boomin beat.
Yeah, of course not. Never.
That's just not what I want. Metro Boomin, great for the artists he pairs with. I don't need that crossover right now.
I think he should just keep doing what he's doing, and I hope this album is better than 1999. Do you think he'll ever pass 1999?
It's hard for people because it's such a nostalgic album, and it was such a good entry to him. I mean, last week I said it was my top 5 debut album ever. I think he can do it.
Yeah.
I'd like to think he can do it, but that's an amazing album, the top.
I just feel like he has to, honestly. He was so young at this point. Now he's so mature. I expect from him. Same thing with Cole a little bit. What is it? Not the off season, but the fall off.
Yeah.
I kind of expect it to be better than 2014. But again, 2014 was nostalgic.
But then back to what, like, I don't believe that Nas was going to ever tell him that this shit was wax. Like, that means nothing to me. But if you got Nas on the album, that's cool.
That'd be hype. Top 5 lyricists too. Complex as well.
Let me get some.
Yeah, Complex, along with the Pusha T, Coke Talk. He had a talk with Benny, the Butcher, B. Dot, and they discussed who is the top 5 lyricist right now in the game.
Do you remember what he said?
He picked Conway. It was between Conway and Nas, and he picked Conway. No, sorry, it's between Kanye and Cole, and he picked Conway.
Respect.
Yeah. He's holding it down for Griselda.
Yeah, no, respect.
And Conway's definitely up there.
He's so good.
But who's in your top 5?
My top 5, I got Freddie Gibbs.
Of course.
Ransom. Che Noir. Pusha T.
All right.
And Jack Harlow. No, I'm kidding. Jermaine Cole.
Damn. You kind of just stole my top 5, but I need Nas in there, especially after Magic.
So who you taking out? It's probably...
You said Conway, Ransom,
No, I didn't put
Che.
I didn't put Conway in it, but Conway's probably in it. I said Freddie, Ransom, Che, Pusha.
Okay, I'm gonna kick out Freddie. Freddie hasn't dropped so much.
Yes, I'm taking Freddie out, put Conway in.
Okay.
And that's fair. Conway just dropped the album. He needs to release.
I don't know. I think Nas, dude, like that Magic album has grown on me so much. I'm saying it. 4044, I may like it more because of what it means. It represents this nostalgia. But Magic is a better album, and he's rapping so much better.
He's so good. I need to bump that album again.
I've
been really bad, like, because we're just always listening to so much music for the podcast. That's hard for me to revisit the projects I loved. I listened like 2 weeks ago. I need to make a better playlist with that stuff.
Yeah, but nah, man, that Magic project, I still think about it to this day. Like, that's how much it hit me. And the fact he's rapping like that at that age, insane.
Awesome.
Insane.
Then we got some good singles that came out throughout the week. This actually just dropped today, so today is March 2nd. My guy, Kurt Summers, been a fan of him, been always singing on Twitter. I love his music. He dropped 2 singles, Break Me Down, featuring Cam Hayden, another great rapper, and Men Don't Cry, featuring Geogenesis, our guy. We reviewed him a couple weeks ago. How are you feeling these tracks?
Yeah, Adam sent this my way, and bro, I don't know what you're trying to do, make me cry in the car or something. Bro,
in my bag.
I said, damn, I expected something else, and he was singing, like, oh. Yeah. I was feeling it, tugging my heartstrings, but no, it was really great. Amazing singing as well. I love the contributions and the features.
Yeah.
Only 2 tracks, but still, it was really powerful music and really introspective music for just 2 tracks.
Yeah, so this has me excited for whatever Kurt's dropping next because the lyricism on this, like, well, first just the rhyme scheme. I just loved what he had on there, and it was just so. These are just beautiful tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And when Geo started singing, I was floating. I was levitating out of my bed. Just like, I love when a feature placement just like works perfectly. Like, that was just such a good duo. But shout out Kurt.
Shout out. Yes, sir.
Good single.
Good job.
Then what else do we have? We had Grip, Emo Stick. So talking about Grip before, a shady artist. I love when he gets on these boom bap beats. What was the line that he used with Emo Stick? He said, this chopper gonna sing or something. The chopper gonna sing. Called an emo stick. That's hilarious. You were saying that made you freestyle.
I was going crazy in the car. Like, that beat was amazing.
That's my biggest thing. I know when a beat's good. That like when the beat like goes slowly out, fades out the last 30 seconds. If I'm freestyling to it, or if I'm even freestyling over the lyrics, and I'm like, that's how I know the beat's good. This shit was fire.
I just hope, again, like we said earlier, M takes care of him because he has so much talent on his hands. And like you were saying earlier about artists not dropping. Boogie didn't drop until last time he dropped was 2018. That's 4 years.
Amazing album. Did you like that album when
Everything
it first came
for Sale,
out?
incredible.
So good.
But 4 years is way too long, especially for an up-and-coming artist who haven't established anything yet.
And he's like decent. Like he releases freestyle videos on Instagram.
That's not.
I'm not sure if that's like. I'm not sure if it's the label holding him back or him. But Boogie, I want him to drop so badly.
He needs to quickly. Another guy, my boy, which I'm really excited for, Denzel Curry.
Yes.
I'm gonna butcher the name. I think it's
Slow Tie.
No, not Slow Time. The name. I know my boy Slow Time.
Okay,
You came out.
nice.
You're done. No, we holding it down. It's basically an anime character, but it's Zatoichi. I think that's how it's
I'm
pronounced.
not an anime guy. That sounds right.
You need to get hit, bro. You need to get hit.
I did. What do I go? What do I start with?
Attack on Titan. Have you heard of Attack on? I know
Nah,
your
I
boys.
haven't.
No one has talked about it.
Nah.
Everyone. Okay, so Euphoria's coming out. Blah blah blah. Attack on Titan came out. Incredible. If you've never seen Greatest, if you've never seen Attack on Titan,
Bro, I've never seen it. Yeah, I don't watch any anime.
get
I'll have to
hit.
get in there.
Y'all know what's up. He needs to get hit.
But yeah, my whole timeline, I swear to God, is Euphoria. I think I've watched the entire show by just reading tweets. Like, I can't even watch the show now. I saw, like, everything
All the spoilers.
I saw everything. It was my fault. I kept reading it. But I'm like, this kind of seems, I'm like, what? This is a high school show and, like, people are dying? It's
I
crazy.
watched it. I felt peer pressure to watch it.
I felt, my friends are all watching it, but I didn't have time to catch up to it.
I finished it last night. Low-key ass.
I heard the ending was not good.
It was not good. But for Denzel, it was good. I liked it a lot, but
Not as much as the first single.
not as much as the first single. And also, I didn't get Slow Tie's contribution. I think it was just the chorus, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he could have done that himself. So I thought it would be him having a verse and it would go crazy back and forth. So it's a little bit of a letdown, but it was still dope.
But interesting was, I'm curious what the album will completely sound like, because this was a little bit different than the last track.
This was really left field. Like, Walking was honestly kind of introspective, but this one was just kind of just out there.
This made me appreciate Walking more,
Yeah.
which was a great single.
I'm just hoping it hits. Because I'm not going to lie, dude. For me, hip-hop is kind of dwindled for me a bit. Maybe because, like, I don't know. When I hear Cole and Kendrick, I love it. But, like, and Tyler and those big artists. But I just hope these new artists really just put some good work out there. Yeah.
So then I guess going into our albums that we got, for one, we got Donda2.
Yeah, Leaked Idiot, which is stupid. Stem player $200.
Yeah, the album cover that I got down in the leak says, "Buy a fucking stem player, you thief." This album was the biggest. I know you didn't listen to it completely, but the biggest, like, up and down. Like, it'd be, oh my God, like, this is a great Kanye song. This is the worst Kanye song I've ever heard. Oh, this one's better. This is also the worst Kanye song. Like, it was actually, like, off and on each song. I know we've talked about this a lot. XXX is on it. I don't know how I feel. It's a great feature.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of weird.
It's weird.
It's weird. Like, he didn't know what this was going to. It shows you that X was going to be an amazing artist. Like, he definitely, like, he knew where he was going next. But I don't know, I feel some way about that.
And he did the same thing with Pop Smoke on Donda1. That's just, I don't know. I don't mess with it. And Kanye, you weren't really cool with him, really. So, like, I mean, I don't know the relationship, but, like, I didn't see it. So, what I heard, though, I heard, like, half of it. Honestly, overrated shit. Like, honestly, Kanye, the music, in terms of music and the orchestration, is still beautiful, but, like, I just can't stand his rapping anymore. I feel like you said this earlier, too, he has nothing really much to say. Where's he going to go from here? He hasn't been progressing. That's what you said.
Yeah. Well, I thought, even though the instrumentals are good, he used to be someone who was so ahead of the curve, and now he's just, like, you can tell Future executive produced this.
Yep.
Some of the beats are just like, is this 2015?
Yeah.
And the song, I think it's Get Lost. One of them he's just doing Bone Iver. Like, it sounds like a song that would have been on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, where, like, he's doing that voice. And it's like, why are you going back to that?
Yeah.
It sounds like you've done this. But there were a couple songs I loved. I thought Flowers was really good. We Did a Kid featuring Baby Keem and the Migos.
Yep.
My favorite thing in rap music is when artists go on a song and, like, they switch off every line. I think that's sick. I love when Griselda did it on Chef Dreads. That's, like, my favorite example of it. But the Migos, this is, like, they proved it on this song. I thought that shit was sick.
I don't like that song that much,
Really?
honestly. And again, the
thought it went
Migos have
hard.
grown off me, and Kanye has grown off me big time. Like, I just don't know what happened between me and Kanye, but I'm just not messing with him as much as I used to.
Louis Bags, I also think I liked. And I don't know why City of Gods was on here. I really thought that was a Fabio
I think so,
thought.
too. I think just because of the leak, it was just added in there as well.
Maybe, because he's like, this is the best feature of the year, and that doesn't make sense if it wasn't a feature.
Yeah.
But I don't want to, like, judge this album completely till
Yeah.
it's done, because I don't trust that this is done. And we saw the video of him and Jamie Foxx together. I bet he's like, yo, you're getting on a song. He's probably going to throw Jamie Foxx on one of these songs.
But you know what makes me the most upset? We all know this was going to leak.
Yeah.
Kanye probably knew his shit was going to leak.
He has to.
Yet he still charged people $200. So who's more big of a clown? Kanye for charging his fans $200, or the fans buying $200 for a stem player when you can just get the leak?
At the end of the day, you can decide what you think your art's worth. I mean, I know Matt Kami drops albums for like $100 and it's like 4 songs.
That's crazy.
You got your diehard fans that are gonna buy it and are gonna want that memorabilia. But I mean, I'm not buying that shit. So yeah, do what you want, but I'm not gonna. No. I'm gonna get this
You're a
leak over
billionaire,
here.
my guy. I think you're fine. Your table's fed, man.
But an album that I thought was so, I'm not sure long overdue, but this was the album he needed. I think Conway the Machine, God Don't Make Mistakes, the Shady debut.
So what do you mean by that? It was the album he needed.
I don't think he had like the album yet. That like I feel like Benny has Town to Talk 3 and has The Plugs I Met, and I don't think and he has not Moment of Truth. That's fucking Gangstar. What does he have? What's the
Who are we talking about, Benny?
What's with Hit Boy?
Oh, I forgot this last night. Burden of Proof.
Burden of Proof.
Yeah, you sleeping on that project. You
Burden
forgot
of
last
Proof
time
and
too.
Moment of Truth. That was similar. But great project. I don't think like I love Conway's my favorite, but he doesn't like always put together albums that well. And I thought this album was the one where, and we talked about the end. By the end, he got so introspective, and it was crazy the stuff we were hearing. I mean, I think the song's "Guilty" with that sample, beautiful. I'm stressed, where he's talking about how he had a baby who passed away.
I never knew about that.
Never knew about that.
Yeah.
He's talking about depression and alcoholism. He's talking about just dealing with like looking at his face in the mirror and sometimes not being able to accept that like that's how he looks. He got really introspective on God Don't Make Mistakes, where he's like would I even want to live a world where I didn't get shot in the face? Like what would my life be if I didn't have this defined feature about myself? Like would Alchemist have ever even thought like, oh, this is crazy and brought them on? So I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, like you said, what stood out for me from this project was the fact that it was so introspective. And he hasn't, right?
Yeah,
from
not
what
really.
I've heard.
Like he's had songs that are political. He had front lines on the last album, but
nothing like this.
Nothing
really.
like this.
So that's one thing I really, really appreciated, especially when songs like Stretch, So Much More, man, like I'm more than just a rapper. You look at me, like, have this assumption. A lot of great tracks on here, but you said I don't put this on the same level as Tana, because you're talking about he needed that album, but I don't think this is his best yet. I really don't. Maybe I'm just being biased because I feel like no rap album recently has hit me like that.
Yeah.
But this, I loved it, and it's a great project, but it's not like incredible. Like Bandana, Tana 3.
I don't think it's as good as Town Talk 3, but I just thought this was like his best album, definitely by far.
You think so?
I think it was his best album.
Okay. I can say, I agree.
The features all killed it. Wayne went off. I like when he said like shoot your AirPods off or something like that. Or I'll aim for your AirPods. Jaw Move Flick was the single with Benny and West Side Gun. Obviously, they're going to go off.
Yep.
I think it's pronounced Novel on Wild Chapters. He was on a song on their What Would Machine Gun Do project. His voice, he's in the chorus and he's a verse. I love it. It's so like, there's just so much pain in it.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing artist, and T.I. did well in that feature. Then he had the Drumwork people on the Drumwork song.
Yep.
Oh fuck! How do you pronounce the girl's name again?
I forget, man. Y'all make it so difficult for us. Like, come on.
She even mentioned how she's not going to change her name. I think it's Seven the Genius, and Jay Skis is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's Seventh the Genius. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jay Skis is really, really good. I'm not always a fan of Keisha Plum's poems on these Griselda projects, but it was a good poem.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a weird vibe on a song, but I like Keisha Plum, and Jill Scott went off.
Every feature did really well, and I thought they fit perfectly as well. But like you said, I think this is his best project. Did you hear Lulu with Alchemist?
Yeah.
Did you like that? I heard those buns. I didn't even hear it, but I heard those buns.
Not buns. It's just way more like grimy and like low key. It was like it's very like muffled sounding. It's not like I don't know.
He just needs better. I think like this production was incredible. So if he does stuff like this and keeps it up, But in terms of rapping ability, actual lyric rap, he's one of the best out there.
Yeah, for sure. Then an album I said is my favorite. I think it's my favorite project of the year so far. EarthGang, finally, after a month, they couldn't clear the samples, finally dropped Ghetto Gods. I'm a pretty big EarthGang fan, just as a Dreamville stan. They started with the song Ghetto Gods, which I think is one of like the better album intros I've ever heard. Like the horns, I loved it. I'm going to go on a rant about Water Boys in a second. I started You Lied to Me, and you were like, oh, this is good. Is this JID? I love that track. American Horror Story, which was a single, we talked about that a while ago, still amazing. Like, I love this song. I think it was such the correct choice as the first song on the album. I still hate All Eyes on Me.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
I think that song's just a little cringy.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it more in the whole album. It was just like, where he's like, racism still alive, and like, we're so, like, what do you mean still alive? Like, what? we know. But the single Amen was really good. I like the song Smoke Some, Strong Friends. Have you given this album a listen yet?
Yeah, I won't cap. I didn't. Again, because they pushed it back, I think it just kind of killed my anticipation for the album. I still need to listen to it. I saw the J. Cole and Jid features. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta hop on. He played it for me. Everyone killed it. The beat was great. I didn't hear the album, so I don't
Yeah,
have
no.
much to say on it. But
I feel that.
apart from the Water Boys and like the few singles, it was dope. I'm not a huge fan of EarthGang. I'm not even too familiar with their work that much. I know they're good and they're dope artists, but yeah.
So my rant about Water Boys.
Yep.
First off, it's like a dream for me. JID, J.
Yep.
Cole, and EarthGang. Like, this
The
shit's
whole gang.
awesome. JID just does his thing, like a little bit more melodic, which I love when he does that. And Cole just spazzing.
Yep.
He's coming after someone's neck at the end. He's like, I know Lil Bro want to stand on my neck, but I don't know who he's referring to, honestly. But I love Cole sounding aggressive. And this just makes me gain further appreciation as someone who's a fan of Dreamville. That, like, TDE, what are you doing? That, like, the label exec and one of his biggest rappers are hopping on a song together. Like, TDE isn't dropping shit. And, like, Dreamville just keeps doing these quality projects. Boz is dropping soon, too, who I'm a huge fan of. This just makes, like, Dreamville's, they're above.
So you think Dreamville's better than TDE?
Yeah.
Would you have said this last year?
Yeah.
Have you always thought this, Dreamville's better than TDE?
I personally like the artist on Dreamville. I don't listen to Absol that much, and I know I would love him.
Okay.
So maybe that could change my opinion. J-Rock had a great album, but like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and again, that's Absol's fault because this dude never drops, ever.
Yeah. And I like SZA, but I personally like Ari Lennox more.
Okay. And she's more active, at least been more active.
Yeah, she's more active,
recently.
and she's getting on songs with people. And I mean, Kaz dropped an EP a little while ago. I loved Lute's album last year. That was a top 5 album for me. And like, that's just Cole's an example of someone who knows what he's doing. He's not executive. Ibrahim is the exec. But like, has such a major role in it that I think he's such a good person to be like, if I'm an artist and I had to choose between the two, I'm like, I want Dreamville.
Yeah, I think they'll all drop this year, though. I think that Punch is trying to organize something where they can all drop. SZA dropped a few singles. Kendrick, he needs to get that shit in the works. And of course, J-Rock, Absol, and who else am I missing? The new signee, Zachariah. Reason. It was an EP, right?
Yeah, it was an EP. It was good, though.
Yeah.
I'm down to hear more music from him, but I don't know, Dreamville's just doing it right, and they have Revenge of the Dreamers. What the most awesome concept ever, to get all these rising artists in one studio, give them a chance to get on a song with J. Cole.
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't even know who I like more. I low-key might say Dreamville's awesome, but I think I might like TD a little bit more. Just because Kendrick, Absol, and SZA, I just think that's a really strong, powerful.
I'm not the biggest Schoolboy Q fan. I'm not a fan, but I'm not like bumping his albums.
There's an album you need to hear. I can't believe I'm blanking on it. I know what it is.
It's the one with
classic, like not classic.
Yeah,
blank face LP.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah.
And that still didn't.
I need to re-listen to it because I also my music taste has changed so much probably than when I first listened to it. Like Crash Talk was like good album, but like
he
whatever.
Fumbled the bag with that one. That one he kind of fumbled. But on the one thing I have to say, J. Cole said on his feature for what was the song called Waterboard?
Yeah, Water Boys.
Water Boys. Screw, fall off. It's time for the B. I'm assuming that's boy. What is it? I Got a Boy EP or something like that.
No, he said it's capital B on my car season. I think that was a Bentley.
Oh, okay,
Flex.
okay.
Hey, if I'm down for what is it?
I forget something about it.
Now It's a Boy or something.
Now It's a Boy EP.
Something like that.
He's
but like,
dropping.
take his time. But like, we're getting Cole.
I'm excited.
I'm so fucking excited.
All I want to do is just see him win. Honestly.
Yeah, he's such an easy person to root for. He does everything right. You watch his interview in Nardwuar, and you're like, just a stand-up guy.
For sure.
And Drake's the same way. I mean, so is Kendrick. I like watching Kendrick too, but I'm watching Drake Nardwuar interview. I'm like, Drake's just a dope guy.
Not according to Pusha.
Not according to Pusha.
And then some of these projects, honestly, I should have added them to my top 5 in February. First, the JPEG Mafia. Yo, y'all love Playboi Carti so much? Go listen to JPEG, who's doing it bigger, better, more original.
Maybe not bigger, but
to me, bigger. Maybe he's not he's not more popular than Cardi, but it's still bigger than me. Yeah. Honestly, because JPEG.
We're turning into a Cardi hate show.
That's fine by me because I saw y'all roasted us on the ground, but I'm keeping my opinions.
I thought it was so funny. Someone's like, I'm not saying he's Kanye, but he's similar to Kanye. Fuck, stop comparing Playboi Carti to Kanye.
Nah. JPEG I was introduced in 2018. I knew who he was, but I didn't give him a listen until 2018 when he dropped All My Heroes Are Cornballs. And I remember that like that was yesterday.
Bro, I didn't bump that then.
It was, I just heard, I'm like, dude, what is this? It was just so different.
Yeah.
And at that time, there were some tracks I liked and some tracks I appreciated, but I didn't love. For this EP he dropped, which was online EP, I feel like he finally found that formula where he can do experimental stuff and all the music is still slapping.
Yeah.
I loved every single song on this.
So I told you I love his beat choice. I think it's like top notch. Love it. Not a fan of his rapping.
It's fair. You have to get used
to
it.
But like I can get through it still. Like I would listen to this again. Yeah. We talked about how he had used the sample from Running by Farside on I think it was Dikembe. but this was sick. Like these beats are ones I would get on. Maybe
Yeah.
want to freestyle over it.
No, he's really amazing, and again, like it takes time to get used to it. He does like the most wackiest, weirdest thing. But once I heard his signature, "You Think You Know Me," you know what I'm talking about? That's from a WWE.
Oh yeah.
I was a huge WWE fan when I was a kid. So when I heard it, I'm like, yo, this is my guy.
Yeah.
Another person who dropped was CJ Fly. Do you know CJ Fly?
Yeah, Pro Era, right? Joey's
Pro
boy?
Era
Yes, sir.
with Joey Badass. So I love him. He dropped last time I heard from him, I forget the project.
He had it was a good album. It was very tropical sounding, right? Like I think he had a song with Joey on it that was really good. If I'm thinking of the right
Something
album.
Boy, I'm pretty sure. It was Rude Boy.
Yes. So it was like Jamaican.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this project as well, the Pharaoh's Return EP, amazing.
I need to give this a listen still.
Give it a listen. You will love this project. Apart from that, it really wasn't that much that I dropped, you guys, honestly. So it's been a little bit slow.
Yeah, but still, it was a huge month. I'm expecting another big month.
You think so? I think it'll be better. Honestly, I think I like January maybe a little bit more.
Really?
I think so.
I like February. That was my.
I think probably because of the weekend. That was really, really big.
At the concert, it's like the DJ had like one song downloaded because between each set I heard "Sacrifice" like 50 times at the concert.
Bro, it's a slapper. You can't.
Sacrifice.
You already know it. But guys, spring break is coming up, and we've been grinding. Y'all need to give us a break. So this will drop next. This will drop what the week of.
I know we're gonna be able to do one more episode next week. It's gonna be the week after we take the break.
I'm tweaking.
But there will be a break that does happen.
Yes, during spring break. So we'll still be active on social media and stuff like that. So please continue to send us your music, independent artists. And like I said, you guys already know what to do. If you already made it to the end, you know what to do. So thank you for tuning in. I haven't got anything else to say.
Nah.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. We are out.
Peace.